Afternoon.
Afternoon. We figured out, well, I don't know, we figured it out. We got it straightened out. Jordan is meeting with him right now in the breakout room. I haven't turned the record on yet. The live stream is on. I don't know whether the prosecutor's going to appear.
Did you see my updated status report?
No.
I got it, Dan.
Oh, your mom did give it to you? Because I think I sent it to your mom.
Yeah, it's an email we can both access, but I got it.
Oh, is it an email?
Well, no, to them it is. Should be dated like the 25th or something like that.
Yeah, I got that. Dan and I went over it with him, and he's got no problem making an admission today.
Okay.
To, take benefit of the offer to stay on the probation.
Daniel, I don't have it. Let me refresh this. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong case. This is not a on-base case, so it's not in on-base.
Oh, I'll bet you when I put it in on-base, it doesn't show up. I totally
It
forgot.
doesn't go anywhere. That's part of the confusion in the case.
Yep. Okay. So then I will email that to you then.
All right, let me close the room and bring him back in. Turn the record on.
Okay. I will pull him up.
We're going to go on the record of the matter of People versus Drew Patrick Neidlinger. File number is 183176. This is an old fraud case that was originally charged as a felony, was resolved as a misdemeanor, and the defendant promptly disappeared. And we had settled on a restitution amount of $11,749. That was in July of last year.
October of last year, Your Honor. October 26th.
This note is July 14th.
I believe we had a hearing, but you sentenced me on October 26th, 2020.
That's what Mr. Frazine's report reflects as well.
But October 26th.
Placed on a 24-month probation, October 27th of 2020.
Oh, October 22nd, sentence C judgment, correct. And then we ended up where we are now. When we finally got back in touch with the defendant, he told us a number of things. He was told to turn himself in at the jail on October 26th, and he did not.
I did, Your Honor. You gave me 40 days.
All right, so you did the 40 days?
Yes, sir.
All right, we went through this the other day. These notes are out of order.
Yeah, and I got released November 28th, 2 days after Thanksgiving.
All right, well, at any rate, you're here now and you seem to be in a much better place than you were.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to find my notes from the other day. Yeah, these notes are out of order.
Well, I could probably help organize some of that, Your Honor. I kept my status report until I could verify some of the new things he's got going for him. And I talked with Joe at Recovery Works, who was very helpful, said that he thinks that Mr. Neidlinger, Drew, has finally really clicked and really wants to put a concerted effort on this. Obviously, the first 7 months was not so good on the probation. Since then, he had to leave for a little while because of COVID, and he did test positive, and he went right back to the treatment facility. Then he got with Oxford, I believe that's out of South Bend, for a long-term placement. They're going to help continue with some treatments, some life skills, and also he's going to be able to work there. So I was able to confirm that is in place. I don't know, you go the first week of July?
I go tomorrow. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I was originally just wanting to give him a bunch of jail, but now he's really seemed to be getting it. I think for the sake of everybody involved, and especially the victim, I think it would be best to just hold a big chunk over his head and keep him on probation, delay the sentence, and see how he's doing a year from now. Because he's on a 2-year probation, and the new program is a year. So,
Well, it's as long as I need. They said, you know, if I need to stay past 2 years, I can. So I'm ready. I'm ready.
Well, we got some legal restrictions on how long we can have you on probation, but there are other ways to collect. Casey Johnson from the prosecutor has joined us. Thank you, Casey. There was some confusion about where this case was.
Yes.
Mr. Neidlinger logged in at 9 o'clock this morning. Had it not been for that, it would have been even more confusing than it was, but it was mistakenly placed on Judge Pattison's calendar. I've handled the case since the first day, had recent conversations with the defendant, asked to set up for a PV hearing, and it got placed on the wrong calendar. So having spoken to the defendant previously, and again this morning, as Daniel indicated, he did an updated recommendation, which I haven't gotten. Did you get it?
I emailed it to you, Your Honor. I think it should be in your email now.
Okay.
I didn't receive it. Yeah.
The defendant is in a much better place. He did his jail time up front, then he was placed on probation, then he relapsed into opioids. He has been in a program called Recovery Works in Maryville, Indiana for many months. Tomorrow he's going into a sober living house in South Bend where he plans to work and start to pay restitution. So the original recommendation was just revoke the probation and order a bunch of jail. I think this is a much better plan. Maybe I'll give you a chance to absorb Dan's report. Jordan, anything else to add?
No, Your Honor. I did talk to Mr. Neidlinger this afternoon about the recommendation and some of the violations that Mr. Frazine laid out in his report. He acknowledged those violations as far as failing to report and do what was required of him. He's appreciative of the opportunity to continue this probation now that he is on track with his sobriety and in a sober living home. I did also indicate to him that Mr. Frazine was recommending a payment plan of $100 a month to go towards fines and costs, including that restitution. He indicated he understands that as a priority at this time. So I feel confident that now that Mr. Neidlinger is in the space he's in, we will have no issues and he will be able to successfully complete this probation.
Mr. Neidlinger, the allegation is that you violated your probation by, among other things, failing to report, failing to pay restitution. You have a right to have a hearing on that matter and be represented by counsel. That's what's actually set here for this afternoon. And the prosecutor, Mr. Johnson, is here and prepared to question Mr. Frazine about your violations. Your lawyer, Jordan Yancey, is here on your behalf. However, as we learn more about what you're currently doing, Daniel's recommendation is to continue the probation, put you on a payment plan of $100 per month, monitor this, and do the sentencing sometime months in the future. Having that in mind, are you willing to admit that you violated your probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Other than what I said here, did anybody promise you anything?
No, sir.
Or threaten you?
No, sir.
All right. You told me a little bit about this when I saw you earlier in June at your original arraignment. I recalled the warrant. You relapsed into opioids and went down the rabbit hole for a while. And so you failed to report and failed to make any payments?
Yes, sir.
What gave you the will to check yourself into rehab?
Man, I got sick and tired of it. You know, I relapsed for a hard 5 months and I realized I wasn't living right and I don't want to live like that no more. I want to get back to who I am, be a better father, be a better person in general, you know, pay my bills on time, get this taken care of, get this off my back. Like I said, this is a priority for me to start making these payments. And if I can do more than $100 a month, I will. It's just no way for me to live no more. I lived like that before. I was clean for 5 years, and I think just like the coronavirus and being locked down all the time just got to me, and it was a horrible 5 months for me. And so I checked myself into the Bowen Center on May 6th, and came to Recovery Works on May 10th, and decided, if I want to do better, I have to put my sobriety first and work a program and maintain my sobriety. And that's going to meetings. When I get out of here, I'm going to 90 for 90. Then I'm attend 3 to 5 meetings a week. I'm gonna. I already have 3 jobs like interested in hiring me, so I'm gonna contact them tomorrow. And my first paycheck, I'm gonna send something out to you guys.
Yeah, $100 a month for $12,000 is 10 years payments.
Right. Yeah, and I'm not trying to pay for.
But it's a start. Casey, you're a little late to the party here, but it sounds like a good prognosis. At least he's headed in the right direction. You have anything to add?
No, Your Honor. I was able to get Mr. Freysine's report and review it, and I agree. I think it sounds like got off to a rough start, but Mr. Neidlinger is doing much better, and I think Mr. Freysine's recommendation is appropriate, and I think that I would just ask the court to adopt that.
All right, thank you. I'm going to accept the admission. I'm going to set sentence. I'm not going to wait a whole year, but let's see how he's doing on December 13th. At 11 o'clock. We'll give it about 6 months, see if he's out of the program into real life, working full time. You mentioned being a father. That ought to be a priority also.
Absolutely.
Your kids deserve.
Yeah, I mentioned that, I see my kids every day. I was homeschooling them, but I could do so much better being sober. And I know they miss me, but I got to do this first.
Yeah, I agree. I think you got a good plan, and I'm pleased we're here rather than having you mow lawns at the jail. And Casey, you weren't late to the party for anything you did wrong. We just had some information that we got before you got it. And so I think we're all on the same page here. All right, let's see how you're doing in 6 months. I'll see you December 13th.
Yes, sir.
At
Thank
11, and you need to keep Daniel apprised of any changes in your
Absolutely.
address and circumstance.
Absolutely. Daniel, I'll call you when I get situated over there and give you the contact information.
Sounds
and
great.
everything. Do we continue the meetings on the 8th of the month?
Yep, still report. Everything else
Yes, sir.
the same. Just keep me advised of what's going on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, very good. Thank you all for your help. Jordan, thanks for coming in on your day off. And Casey, thank you. I think you maybe needed 2 places at once, but we'll get you out of our court. Judge Pattison, we need to do that. That's the last thing we have actually scheduled for today. We may have some walk-ins, but I'm going to end the live feed at this point. Good luck, Mr.
Thank you,
Knight.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Why don't you take the day off, Judge?
I got work to do. I got to get ready for tomorrow. And Friday is going to be a very busy day. Thank you for your heads up on your Friday cases.
Yeah, I don't
A lot of people want to take that day off, and somehow I ended up jamming it full of criminal and then the afternoons full of landlord tenant. But I think Judge P may have the day off.
Yeah, I sent an email to the prosecutor about some potential offers to resolve. So I'll update you tomorrow if I hear anything else.
All right. Thanks a lot.